This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Right, everyone, I hope you're all doing fantastic. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Click that subscribe button. It's brilliant over here, and I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Now, I'm aware that I'm a couple of hours late to the party with this particular story, if you already know about this story, because I've been out and about enjoying the weather here in the northeast with the wife and kids, visiting castles, all that kind of thing, and one hell of a stinky farm. Not that you guys are particularly interested in what I do in my spare time, but that's why I'm a little late to the party with this particular story. So let's get cracking. Now, Anthony Joshua in his Sky Sports interview, which you guys can see on demand, and I believe it's on Sky Sports, was it on later? I'm not too sure. Anyway, with Anna Woolhouse, of course, she mentioned about Andy Ruiz Jr. with his skill set. Anthony Joshua says, Andy Ruiz Jr.'s skill set isn't that good. He caught me with a punch, a lucky punch, sent from the gods. Now, what does Joshua mean by that? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, he's not being too complimentary about Andy Ruiz Jr. As we know, Joshua, he has been complimentary. He's been saying, give Andy Ruiz Jr. his credit, give him his praise, blah, blah, blah. But Andy Ruiz has turned into a PVC guy, where he just turned full circle, got arrogant, and just hate on Anthony Joshua for some bizarre reason, even though Joshua blessed him with this opportunity. Okay, let's get it straight. And it was Andy Ruiz who was begging Eddie Hearn and Joshua, give me the chance, give me the chance. Okay, now he has turned out to be a bit of a hater, so maybe Joshua's saying this as a way to say, listen man, you ain't as good as what you think you are. So yeah, sure, potentially. Now, a lucky punch sent from the gods. Now, if Joshua's, does he really mean that? You could kind of say, well, if he really does mean that, then what's he really going to change for the rematch? Which is a little bit alarming from that point of view. But also, I can understand what it is that Joshua was saying. Because even before the fight, I said that Andy Ruiz Jr. was awkward and almost wrong for Joshua. Because Joshua, he doesn't really like fighting short guys. Especially those who throw left hooks. Okay, we've seen Joshua clipped by left hooks quite a few times. But against Povetkin, he was getting tagged quite a bit. Andy Ruiz Jr., same kind of size, but he throws punches in bunches. Okay, so something was going to get through at some point. So would that be lucky? Arguably, yes, from one point of view, because Andy Ruiz Jr., not the biggest puncher in the world. Okay, for those of you who watched any of his fights, you know that his way of punching is get hit and then throw back automatically, followed by a couple more. That's what Ruiz does. I said punches and bunches, right? He just keeps on putting combinations together. That's how he fights. And ordinarily, these punches don't always get through. But this one particular punch, left hook, which hit Joshua on the top of the head, or, well, the right-hand side of his head, we should say, that one was what started the domino effect for the rest of the fight. Now, we have to give credit, first of all, to Andy Ruiz Jr. because he didn't give Joshua enough time to recuperate. Likewise, we have to give a lot of credit to Anthony Joshua as well because he managed to go 4 rounds after that, and he got up 4 times. Not many heavyweights or fighters in general, after being hit and your legs are all over the place and you can't think and you can't function properly and go 4 rounds. So anybody says Joshua's chinny, come on now. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And again, anybody says he quit, come on now. Now, is it a lucky punch? From one point of view, kind of yes. I understand what it is that Joshua's saying. For the reasons I gave you, that Ruiz is not the biggest puncher in the world, but he happened to hit Joshua on the right place at the right particular time. Because it's always the one that you don't see coming, that's the one that does the damage. But in other ways, was it a lucky punch? It's boxing. Is there such a thing as a lucky punch? Okay, all punches are thrown with intent, right? So I can see both sides of the argument for that one. But either way, I mean, Joshua, he seems pretty confident that that isn't going to happen again in the rematch. And if Joshua wasn't dazed after round 3, then he was fully confident that he was going to get Andy Ruiz Jr. out of there. Did he panic a bit after he dropped Ruiz? To a point, I think that, even as Joshua said, he was thinking about Wilder knocking out Brazil and things like that. So he had that on his mind that he wanted a devastating performance. And he didn't see that Ruiz Jr. was not hurt. As I said to you guys on the live stream there, Joshua should have stayed away from him at that point. I was saying, stay away from him, he's not hurt. Anyway, things happened. So I think that Joshua did quite well. And I know the Joshua haters don't agree with that whatsoever. And listen, you're entitled to your own opinion. And let's see how the rematch goes. Is it going to be Saudi Arabia? Is it going to be Mexico? Is it going to be America? The whole soap opera right now is becoming, well, exactly that, a bit of a soap opera, isn't it? Where nobody knows if they're coming or going with this entire thing. Team Ruiz are keeping their heels dug in. They don't want to go to Saudi. I'm pretty sure Al Heyman, the PBC's got something to do with it. In fact, I'm almost convinced of it, but obviously we don't know this for a fact. But as and when the fight happens, it is going to happen. Will all the belts be on the line? Well, that depends on how long Ruiz drags it out before one of the sanctioning bodies strip Andy Ruiz, which is what I think the PBC want, so Adam Karnacki can fight for the vacant belt. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see from that. But you drop your thoughts below. Was this a lucky punch sent from the gods, as Anthony Joshua put it? Or is he just saying it? Is this his way of biting back? Because he is biting back quite a bit about certain other fighters as well that Joshua doesn't really bite back at with. I mean, recently he's been biting back with Lennox Lewis. He's criticised the opposition of Tyson Fury. He's had digs at Wilder and so on as well, which is almost out of character for Joshua in some ways. But maybe this is his way of biting back at Andy Ruiz, because Joshua's shown nothing but respect to Andy Ruiz, but Ruiz has shown very little to none back. Anyway, is what it is. You drop your thoughts below about it. As I said, the little clip is in the description box. Go give it a watch if you haven't seen it already. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.